Hello everyone, Bearded Servant back. So I got another DIY project. Actually, you can see my last one in the garage is all these shelves. My friend Paul up in Savannah, he just by him doing almost exactly that, got me inspired to put some shelves up and gives me a little more space. It was nice and neat, but not anymore. My tools go everywhere. I have nowhere to put my tools. I'm not allowed to put a shed on the back of this property, which really is not nice. So this is what I'm doing. This particular area here is going to be used as, I'm going to do a workbench and possibly a shelf on top of the workbench. What I've done so far is I bought 10 8-foot 2x4s, and I'm gonna build a frame basically for my workbench. This is gonna be where the plywood will sit on top. So this is gonna be my frame of my bench. I just did it on the floor, obviously, so I can put it together. The first pieces are 2 6-foot 2x4s, and then 3 21-inch 2x4s to make up the difference of the 2 feet wide that I am making it. So I'm not sure how tall I'm gonna make it yet, but it'll probably be about waist high, maybe to put bar stools in front of to sit at if I'm doing any smaller projects. But you know, I've seen some real fancy workbenches, and on YouTube, you know, folks put together their own workbench. And I've seen some foldable ones. April Wilkerson, I think, I forget. Wilkerdoos, that's her page. She makes a really cool fold down workbench. I don't want the fold down only because I want to have a shelf above the workbench that I'm going to be building. So I'm gonna have a lower area where I could put a few of the smaller things. I'm gonna have a working space, maybe a few shelves on either side, and then on the top, I also wanna have like an upper shelf to where I can slide possibly extension cords, extra wood, maybe a few tools, who knows? Maybe our golf clubs, I don't know. But just to have a larger area, you know, for more storage. That way I'm not losing the entire corner to one little workbench. So this particular one is going to be 6 feet wide by 2 feet deep. So, and what I'm doing is just pre-drilling a hole to go into the cross supports. That way I don't crack the 2x4. Doing one at a time, but I have this handy little thing to where I can just pop it off, on and off. See? On, and then so pops right off. Okay, so I got the base together. This is going to be like where the bench will be, you know, up about waist high. But I also, like I said, want to build a shelf about 6.5, 7 feet up. So I'm basically doing the same exact base for the upper shelf, okay? But I don't have a fancy miter saw. So my 6 feet cuts, once I got my first one, I basically just put the piece of wood down and then I've got this handy dandy little cutting thing that will help with making like angled cuts and stuff, but it also helps with the straight cuts when you're using a handsaw. Okay, so this is how far I got today. I've got a class at church tonight, volunteering for the Starting Point Ministry, but I got the lower brackets in, or the lower supports, and I got the table area and then the upper area. Now the upper area had an issue, so I actually had to trim it down a little. It is 6'6" or so, 6'4" to this point from the floor, but I got both in. But the lower ones I put brackets, or I cut brackets, and then I screwed them in from the inside out with 2.5 inch screws, wood screws. So, and then this part I bracketed out here and just screwed it in from the outside. Actually, I think I did screw it from the outside. Yeah, I did, yeah. And then I put a metal brace there, and there. So, and then this wood brace, of course, that I cut and cut an angle on. All right, so this is all for today, and we'll try and finish it tomorrow or next day. All right, welcome back to day 2 of our workbench project. This is where we left off. I've got the frame of the workbench up that I've designed and wanted to build, and now we are going to cut the plywood. This is 1/2 inch, I think it's 1/2 inch plywood, just utility plywood that I got from Lowe's, and I've got it marked out. First thing I did is, this is an 8 by 4 foot piece, and what I did is I marked it 2 inches from the end because I want it 6 feet long, and then I marked 24 inches in from each side, drew the line, and now I'm going to cut it. So yeah. All right, so I got the plywood cut, as you saw, and I've got it in place. I notched out the corner there, and I notched it out over there, but didn't need to, so I'm putting those 2 little notches back in, and I've got the top piece of plywood in place, ready to screw in. All right, folks, this is the last installment of this little project I'm doing. So this is the final outcome. I basically used 1/2 inch plywood for the actual bench, and I had a 4 by 8 piece and cut it in half, and yeah, 2 feet on the bottom, 2 feet on the top, 6 feet wide, and I cut 2 feet off the end. Well, I did the 2 feet off the end first, but this is it. And you know, I really love the way it came out. Today I went to Lowe's, and for $15.78 I was able to buy a 4 by 8 sheet of the pegboard. So for another like $10, I bought this here. It's a 43 piece, yeah, 43 piece Pegboard Organizer Kit, and I'm put it all in there and started putting tools up.
My wife had this cool little thing here. It was filled with Legos, so I started using it for odds and ends of my extra drill pieces, drill bits, Allen wrenches, braces. I gotta label everything, of course, but yeah. So I think I'm gonna get a light and put a light up here at some point. But all in all, and there's my shelf up top. Oh, and in the middle of this project, I actually painted the wall. I scraped it and filled all the holes. There was a lot of holes. And I used the same color in here that I used on the bathroom cabinets. So yeah, I love the way it came out, this color. And hopefully I'll be able to do the rest of this garage in that color. Heck, I might even switch over one of the rooms in the house this color. It's really nice color. So yeah, that's the project. That's the my workbench, and time to finish putting it together. All right. So hold on.
So yeah, that's it. If you like the video, please click like, comment, subscribe, and I guess we'll see you next time. God bless.